Are you struggling with broken relationships? In today's video, I want to go over 3 biblical principles that we can use to restore our connections in these relationships through faith and grace, because God called us to be peacemakers. Here at Full Circle Purpose, we are on a mission to restore every aspect of life. And the one that we're dealing with today is relationships. Relationships can be tough because we all have our different backgrounds and beliefs and different experiences that all impact how we relate with one another. I know that coming from a family of 6 kids, we all have our different personalities, and so sometimes we didn't always get along or agree with each other. But there are ways to work through our differences, to find still a mutual respect for one another and a way to live peacefully with each other, even though we might not fully agree in every area. One relationship from the Bible that stands out more than most is Joseph with his brothers, and how they sold him into slavery because they hated him and his beliefs so much that they couldn't even stand to be around him, that they were willing to kill him. And he had one brother that convinced the others to spare his life but to sell him, and then they lied to his father about what had happened and said that he was attacked by, or inferred that he had been attacked by a wild animal. Many years passed by through Joseph's life, going through slavery and then put into a prison for something he didn't do. And he eventually made it to the palace where he was the right-hand man of Pharaoh. And circumstances had it where his brothers went to Pharaoh to try to seek food because there was a famine in the land. And that is where Joseph reunited with his brothers, and they didn't recognize who he was. And at that moment, he forgave them for what they had done, and he had his whole family moved to where he was so that he could provide and care for them. And we cannot come to a place of forgiveness for such hardships that others, or hurts that others have caused us, without the grace of God. These hurts run deep, don't they? Going through life, not just family, but friends and co-workers and anybody else we might meet on the street, they have the possibility of hurting us. And depending on how deep that relationship is, can determine how deep the hurt goes, and how long we linger on it and let it sit and fester within us. Can cause that hurt to keep running within our heart and hurting us. And as we kind of ruminate and meditate on the hurt, it sends signals to the brain, and we can feel as if the hurt is happening to us currently all over again, even though it might have been years past since that hurt initially occurred. And so we need to go to God, because He is our healer. And so we seek Him, seek His healing, and forgive the hurt, even though it might be painful for us to do so, and it might take a while for us to even come to the realization that that is something that we need to do for our own sakes. It's not for the other person. We're not forgiving them as though we are ignoring the actions that they had taken in order to cause the hurt. And we certainly don't want to put ourselves in a position where they can cause the hurt again. We need to create new boundaries with that person. But God has called us to be peacemakers. And so we forgive and let God deal with the person. But we want to bring peace as much as it depends on us. And sometimes it is the person who is unwilling to restore the relationship with us, and that's something that we need to accept and go on. Pray for them. If they ever do come back, then being able to have the tough conversation and create a new boundary as the relationship is restored and rebuilt, because it takes time to do that. What's torn down is not quickly or easily rebuilt. So the first thing is that we are to seek reconciliation. We should be willing to take the first step toward the healing of the relationship, even if it is hard. Secondly, we need to extend grace, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody says things that might be hurtful and that might not have been their intention, but if we don't give the opportunity to have the clarification, then we might not know that that person had said something unintentionally offensive or hurtful. Who knows what they might have been going through at the time that they said the thing, or just didn't think before the words came out. So we want to extend the grace to the other person and have the opportunity to have the conversation for clarification and restoration. And that's something that, third, we need to pray for. Invite God into the situation. Invite God into your heart and pray that He enter into the heart of the person that you're trying to restore the relationship with. That you can both come together in a mutual respect for one another and have the conversation in a calm manner, so that we're not including the hurt emotions that are backing, potentially extending the hurt further. Those words, we want to enter into a space of neutrality and with the motive of seeking restoration and reconciliation. So I believe that if we add these three things, to seek the reconciliation, to extend the grace, and to pray and ask for God to enter into the reconciliation of this broken relationship, then we can see God move in amazing ways. Just like Joseph restored the relationships with his brothers and saved his family from certain death from famine, then we will be able to see restored relationships in our lives, because God has asked us to be in community with one another. And so we want to make sure that we are doing all that we can to be at peace with one another. So if you have a relationship that you are struggling with, then please send me an email. I'd love to pray with you. I'd love to partner with you. And I'd love to see the testimony of a restored relationship, regardless of how long it's been. And if you know of someone who's having issues with their relationships, then share this video with them. And I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the videos that are released. And if this video encouraged you, then please like the video so that it'll give the video more opportunity for other people to see it as well. And hopefully we can create a community of peacemakers. So let's go out and achieve peace together.